Hey everyone, Phoenix here. So I had a comment that really inspired me, and the comment was about feeling obsessed with the toxic or narcissistic person responding back to you. But something very important you need to understand is them controlling the communication is controlling the situation and giving them supply. So when they're in control of you and your responses and your feelings and everything by how they're holding back, then they are in control, and that's what gives them supply. So you need to cut off that supply. That's the only way to really hurt a narcissist, is to take back control. And we're talking about extremely toxic people. In general, you don't want to hurt people, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about someone who's hurt you repeatedly over and over and over again and making your life a literal hell, yet you feel like you're clinging to them and needing them. And it's because of the trauma bond. They're in control. So you have to take back control. Stop waiting on an answer. Stop waiting for some response that signals, oh, I can get over this relationship. You're not going to get that. You need to move on by yourself. And when someone's hurt you repeatedly, then it's time to start loving yourself, because that's what's been happening. You've been loving them more than you've been loving yourself. And if you do that with a toxic person, then they're going to keep hurting you. And if you do that with an abusive person, they're going to keep abusing you and the abuse will escalate. So get the hell out of there. Stop giving them control. And stop letting them stay in your head. I did an audio a long time ago on blanket statements. A blanket statement is saying 50 million times a day if you need to, this person's toxic and I will not have them in my life. I deserve real love. And say it. Every time they pop in your head, say it. Boom, 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 boom. And what it's going to do is it's training your mind to stop obsessing about them and start focusing on you and living your life. That's so important. You don't want to leave someone and then for years still be hung up on them, or bitter and angry because they hurt you so much and you can't let it go. Then that's going to change who you are. So once you take back control and decide, okay, I'm done with this person, they are out of my life, then there's nothing they can do to get back in your life. You just make that decision, and then you commit to only having healthy people who can openly communicate and are capable of reciprocity. If they can't, you will be used. Decide, commit, and follow through. If there's anything saying about therapy, and for starters, if it's not with someone who's a psychologist who has worked with personality disorders, it doesn't matter if they talk to Jesus every day. It doesn't matter if they pray to Buddha. Nothing matters. And unless they've been with that person at least 6 months, it doesn't matter. When someone's hurting, they don't really need props for going to see a counselor. They're talking to someone to feel better. And as soon as they feel better, they're going to be out of that therapy. Okay? I had so many promises. And he actually went to therapy. And he's like, oh, I'll go see the pastor. Oh, I'll go see a counselor. Forget about it. Forget about it. It doesn't matter. Because those people aren't qualified to help someone with such massive trauma. It's not going to matter. Only a psychologist with the right training who can get through to them, but they have to stick with it. So it doesn't even matter. So unless they've been to the right therapist for 6 months, don't even consider that an option. Just take it out of your head. And there's only a small fraction that are going to even consider that, because they so quickly find supply. So you know what you need to do. Decide, commit, follow through. That's what you need to do, and keep reassuring yourself with that blanket statement, because you know what you deserve and don't tolerate anything less.